Hi guys, and welcome to this DIY. I hope you're doing okay, and I hope you're actually very excited about this weekend and about this weekend's DIY projects. What I prepare for you is something very simple, but yet something very interesting. I'm going to do a satin skirt. I've seen this skirt on loads of popular influencers and fashion bloggers and so on. They all wear it like with a big fuzzy jumper and nice satin skirt underneath. It looks really nice as two opposite things that look quite okay together. I have developed a whole pattern. I'm going to show you how to do it yourself, and I hope this video is actually going to show you how to do something brand new. I hope you're gonna like it. Please make sure to post any comments, any questions below. I'll be more than happy to answer it, and well, stay tuned. Hi guys, and welcome back. So today we're going to use the pattern that we use every single time for our skirts. It's a basic block, and we're not going to just mark one side. We're going to put it on the paper on both sides, like it's going to be cut out, because we're going to do an asymmetry on it, so we have to have a whole pattern facing us. Please make sure to mark where is the left side and where is the right side, and you have to decide from which side do you want your asymmetry to go. I'm going to have my asymmetry going from the left to the right. That means that the left is going to be smaller or shorter, while the right is going to be longer. You can see here that it's going to be 27 and 40. Next step is to measure the 27 one and measure the 41. The skirt is already 40 centimeters long, so that's going to be my final destination. I'm actually going to add half a centimeter here as it was 39. You can decide to put them together, those dots, in a straight line or in a curve. I always think that a curve looks nicer, and it's going to be much easier to sew it together. You will put the seams around the pattern, and we're finished with the center front. Now that we finished the center front, we're ready to do the center back. The process is exactly the same as it is for the center front. You're going to do the patterns here, because the only difference is that this one is going to be cut out in two different pieces, but you have to make sure that the sides are matching the way they're going to be sewn. So just take the center front as a reference to mark the length on the center back. I'm going to write in here which side has to be cut out on the actual garment or the actual fabric, so you don't mix up the sides and cut out the wrong side. As you can see here, the center back is going to be cut on the face, while the center front is going to be cut on the wrong side. We're going to use the center front pattern as a reference for the flounce and the length of the flounce, and you have to mark where the right side is and where the left side is, as you can see here. The right side is going to be 40, while the left side is going to be 57. I'm going to put in the actual seam lines straight away so I can get them out of the equation. Once we have this covered, I will divide this flounce or this piece of paper into 5 different parts. So this is measuring 53.5 centimeters, and divided in 5, it's going to be 10.7. So every 10.7 centimeters, you're going to do an insertion, or you're going to mark it to be inserted. You're then going to connect those dots with the dots on the bottom of the actual skirt, and we're going to do an insertion. You can do 6, 10, 11, as much as the insertion you want. The more you have, the insertion or the fullness is going to be distributed more equally. I decided to have 5 because I kind of want to have 5 flounces, let's say, or 5 combs on the actual skirt. Now we're just going to hinge it and decide how much of a flounce or how much of a fabric you want to insert in the skirt. I was going for approximately 20 centimeters, and I think that was something that I kind of wanted. You can do less, you can do more, it's up to you. With the ruler, you're going to connect the legs of the bottom of the dart as best as you can so they can match perfectly, or they can match okay. Mark the right body side as it's 40 and the 57 left body side. I would recommend you to put the seams here straight away because this will be much easier than if you want to put them later on. It will just make things a bit more complicated. This way, when you cut it out, you have the whole thing cut out. As you can see here now, the patterns have to be placed on the fabric with real care, and you have to be careful how you're going to cut them out. It's better to measure and overlap it 10 times than to measure and overlap once, see, okay, I think it's okay, and then cut it out and see that it's completely wrong. And then when you sew it together, it's just wrong sides facing each other. Now, as you can see, wrong side facing up from the back, right side facing up from the front. I marked the darts here with the water-soluble pen straight away, so later on you don't have to think about where to actually sew them in. And never enough of overlapping and seeing if this is done okay. I'd say we did it. Now it's time to cut out the actual flounce. Please make sure that you have the right size facing and that everything is the way you want it. Here I'm going to show you how the shorter side of the flounce is going to be sewn to the longer side of the upper part, while the longer side of the flounce is going to be attached to the shorter side, or the opposite way. The lining has to be attached to this skirt because, as you know, if you ever did some work with satin, everything shows through it. So I'm going to cut it pretty short, the length of the skirt, and it's not going to be asymmetric because I want it to be as a normal skirt within a skirt. So you don't have to be very careful that one side is asymmetric. You're just going to cut it all, both sides, let's say, the same length. And here we have it. The skirt is almost done. The lining is inserted. The invisible zipper is inserted as well. And I made the hem of the skirt so I can make the skirt as heavier as possible. Now we're going to do just a waistband, a straight one with a facing. If you don't have any facing, don't do a waistband. Waistband without facing is never going to be okay. It's just going to be fine. This is the skirt all ready, all done. Here's the waistband attached. The lining is in there, invisible zipper, and the hem of the skirt is lined as well. And this is how it looks in real life. I think it turned out quite okay. It's just that the fabric is quite unforgiving if you want to hide something. But I think over an oversized jumper is going to be just fine. Thanks for watching.